Who would have thought that on the 1-year anniversary from graduating undergrad, I would be sitting in my parents' home in the middle of a pandemic?
Hey, look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
I don't know how ridiculous I look right now. This isn't my actual grad cap because I'm a head ass and I love my grad cap, so I put it in a frame. I'm gonna pull it out and show you guys. Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god! This shit is so bootleg.
What the hell is even that?
It doesn't even have like a tassel attached to it, but that's okay because honestly it would have just annoyed me. I tried this coconut oil honey mask at home and I don't think I rinsed it out well enough. I don't know, the top is just a little flat and oily looking because of the coconut oil. So yeah, I might be in this for the whole thing to hide my hair. What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Cinta. So exactly 1 year ago today, I graduated with my bachelor's degree from the University of Virginia. To all my fellow Who's, my fellow UVA grads, wahoo wah, go Who's, all of that. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys 5 major things that I've learned during my first year of post-grad and real adulthood. This video is going to be the first video in my Post-Grad Advice series. When I first graduated, I took to YouTube just like I do for all of my problems, and I was searching like post-grad, graduating college, like all these different things. The only things that I was seeing were really just videos on how to apply to graduate school, how to take the GRE, how to land that job. Not seeing as much content about being in between and not really having a plan in post-grad is what really lit the fire under my butt to produce this post-grad advice series, because it's what I myself needed a year ago. I wanted alternative narratives, I wanted different experiences, because ultimately I wanted to hear that I was going to be okay. While I'm super excited to do this video for myself and for like self-growth and all that good stuff, I'm also really hoping that this video is going to be helpful for the recent grads, for the class of 2020. If you are a recent grad, a young alumni, and you don't know what the hell you're doing, then this video is for you. Starting off the video with point number 1, post-grad depression is very, very real. I think it's fair to say that most people who really loved their school, loved college, and were sad to graduate in the first place all experience some degree of post-grad depression. My definition of it is kind of the extreme sadness and reality check that a lot of recent grads face when their whole reality changes. I think that it honestly manifests in very different ways for very different people. What made it so difficult for me was that when I graduated from college, that was the first time in my life that I entered a change in life phase without a concrete understanding of what I was moving into, like what phase I was moving into. The last 2 months of undergrad were definitely some of the best 2 months of my life ever, but at the same time, they were some of the most emotionally tumultuous months. I was very happy to be graduating. I was really proud of myself. But at the same time, I was like so sad because I knew that my days were numbered. I knew that I was going to be moving away. My friends were going to be moving away. And this is super dramatic, but I knew that I would never really be living in the same place as all of the people that I loved again. I started to question who I was, what I was doing, what I'm going to do. My whole identity changed. I was no longer a student. I was no longer just a carefree college kid. I had like a real future to plan for. It's overwhelming. I don't have like a solution that I can offer you guys for post-grad depression, again, because it's just so different for so many people. For me personally, and just like the way that I operate, I just knew that I could only be so sad for so long. I guess I just internally processed and I accepted the reality. Just as much as you can be sad and mourn your old reality, you just naturally adapt to your new reality. If you guys have any specific questions on post-grad depression, or if you just want to talk about what you're feeling, what you're going through, post a comment down below or reach out to me on social media and we can always chat about it. I'm super sympathetic because I know exactly what it feels like to feel so lost and feel so sad, so let me know. The second thing that I learned in my year of post-grad is that I learned to say I'm taking a break with my chest. The first 6 months of post-grad, I was so internally ashamed and like I felt guilty for the fact that I didn't have a job, like a career job. I worked part-time, but like I didn't have, a 9-to-5. I was ashamed that I wasn't in a graduate program. I wasn't continuing as a student yet. I wanted to, but I wasn't ready. I honestly didn't even know how to answer questions. I felt embarrassed when people asked me what I was doing. I would always include a sort of like self-deprecating comment. I would just say, oh, I'm just taking a year off because I have no idea what I'm doing with my life, or like, not like I know what I'm doing anyway. I was insecure that I didn't have my own shit figured out, that I was so scared that the person I was talking to would judge me, would say something to me. So I like jumped the gun and just thought like, if I made fun of myself, if I was self-deprecating, that they wouldn't say anything. When I look back on that, I get frustrated with myself because I was the one perpetuating my own insecurity. Nobody said anything to me. I mean, who knows? People could have been talking behind my back, but at the end of the day, I don't care about that. I knew that I was causing something harmful to myself that I had total control over. I had no business putting myself down. I had no business being self-deprecating because nobody at the end of the day was saying anything to my face. Every time that I put myself down, I like did it as like a precautionary measure. But for what? It was just in my head, and it was like a instinct, and it's something that even to this day, like I'm trying to unlearn. I'm changing it. I'm learning to just say, I'm taking a break. I'm figuring it out. This all, to me, in my opinion, boiled down to the social pressure. So I truly didn't feel like I was a failure on the inside. I didn't feel like I was slacking, but I would say that because, again, I felt like I had to cover my bases. I'm trying to be confident because I am a confident person, and why should I be the person bringing myself down? The third lesson that I learned is to not use others' success as a measure to define your own. I know that with social media, it's so easy to feel like a failure. It's so easy to look at everyone's posts and think, wow, like everybody has a job, everyone's going to grad school, everyone is living their best life, and I'm sitting here confused. That just kept making me feel more like shit because I wasn't experiencing that. The way that I made peace with feeling inadequate whenever I would look at like a peer's achievement was I would either like mentally or legitimately sometimes speak to myself and be like, you know what, Cinta, you are going to be in a position where you are announcing your next move. But today's not your day, and that's okay with it. I made peace with that. Instead of using somebody else's success as an excuse to stop me, I used it as motivation, and I said, that's awesome, I can't wait for that to be me. And I believe it. Like, I'm confident, as I've said. Like, I know I'm smart, I know I'm driven, I know that I'm going to achieve great things in my life. I just had to be patient with myself. Everybody's success is on a different timeline. I think that in the culture that we are in today, we value immediate success. Everyone wants to feel gratification fast, feel successful fast, but you just have to remind yourself that good things take time. If you are feeling pressured by your peers' success on social media, first of all, do not be a hater. Do not project your own feelings of like insecurity onto them. I really believe that whatever energy that you put out into the world, you're gonna receive back. I try my best to give out as much love as I can, genuinely, because I know that when it's my time, I know that I'm gonna want love from the people that I love and the people in my life. If you don't feel ready for something, for a job, for grad school, then that's okay. That doesn't mean that you'll never be ready. It doesn't mean that you'll never get to that step, but it just means that right now, in the current moment, it's not your time, and you're still working towards it. You're putting in that work until it is. So ultimately, I'm really trying to just emphasize to you guys that yes, I do respect people with a plan, don't get me wrong, but I respect people without a plan just as much, and you should too. Oh, and my last little tip on this whole thing is please don't take LinkedIn too seriously. LinkedIn is literally the worst. It is literally the fakest platform of all time. I mean, I know it's designed to be because it's a career social media, but it's just a place for people to log on and flex on everybody else, and like if it's not flexing on everybody else, it's trying to like be relatable. Do you know how many posts I've seen in the last 2 weeks that have literally all been the same? They've been like proud to say that I didn't get the job, proud to say that I didn't get the internship, but you know what, that's okay, I persevere. Like, okay, cool, the message is great, but the way that the messages are presented on LinkedIn are so plastic. They're just so unauthentic. They make me cringe physically. So if you're someone who's stalking LinkedIn all day and you're reading all those posts, just stop for your own mental health. Be on there, make your connections, do your networking. Don't place too much weight on LinkedIn. The fourth lesson that I learned is ultimately that I did not come out of college with some concrete understanding of myself. Movies and shows growing up, I felt like they taught me that I was going to graduate from college and know myself, like fully know myself. Once I graduate from college, I was gonna be the person I was meant to be and then just tackle the world. That was it. And it sounds so stupid. Like, it sounds so obvious as an adult that like that's just not the case, but that's really low-key what I expected when I was 18 years old going into college. And don't get me wrong, I learned a lot about myself. I grew so much during those 4 years because, you know, who doesn't grow? But I really underestimated the fact that you keep going. Self-learning never stops throughout your life. There's no phase in life where you just are like, okay, cool, I've reached the person that I'm going to be. And especially talking to a lot of graduates, a lot of adults, I know that it never stops. And I was just having a conversation with my best friend the other day where we were saying, man, like I can't believe we're 23, like it feels like we're still in high school. And I've heard that a lot of adults feel the same way, where they feel like they're just like a teenager with responsibility. Self-reflection never stops. Self-growth, self-learning, it never stops. I mean, that's part of the point of this video. I want to watch this video when I'm 35, like, wow, this is where I was at when I was 23. Okay, so we are on to my fifth and final lesson that I learned in my first year of post-grad. The most valuable thing that I gained from college, besides like that really, you know, expensive piece of paper, was my relationships. College blesses you with forever friends. I know that's super cheesy, but like it's true. Like the people that I got through college with and that are still in my life like currently today, I know are gonna be in my life forever. I know that not every friend from college is a forever friend. I know that some people grow apart and that's okay, that's normal, it's a part of life, but the friends that really like stick with you, y'all are gonna be stuck like glue. They see you go through it while you're in college, so they are definitely gonna see you go through it after college. My core squad of best friends from college, like we were in there together from day one. Like we went through the ups and downs of every year for 4 years together. Those aren't just my friends, like those are my family. Like, it's been a really beautiful thing to maintain my friendships from college because I've actually found that a lot of them have even gone deeper and grown more intense. I feel closer with them. And even if we have like states of distance in between us, like it's a bond that really is so difficult to be broken. Those are the friends that are gonna be like toasting you up at your wedding, like in your bridesmaid party. They're gonna be visiting you to see your baby when you're grown, you know, they are your people for life. Like, it's a beautiful thing to see your relationships mature and deepen. Your friends from college are also like a totally unique support system for post-grad depression. The people that you go through college with know you to a different capacity than like anybody. They saw you grow into yourself. They saw you change. They saw you overcome so much adversity. They are the only ones who are really going to relate to and understand what you're feeling for your post-grad depression. I mean, of course, you have other friends in life, of course, you have family, but no one's gonna understand how much you miss your school and how much you miss college better than those who were with you by your side experiencing it too. To my friends who are watching this, like, I love y'all so much. Truly couldn't have done it without you guys. Another thing that's been cool about friendships out of college is that I've actually gained quite a few new friendships from people that I didn't know or knew very minimally in college, but like we live in the same city now, so like our circles have brought us together. When I graduated college, I moved back to the Washington, D.C. area, which is where the biggest concentration of UVA grads are. A lot of people move to the Washington, D.C. area to work after school, and that's a beautiful thing about college too. I've been meeting a lot of new people that I either didn't know or knew from a distance in college that I'm becoming friends with now. Who could have never known each other or just like waved to each other awkwardly in the halls of college? Just knowing that you shared that experience, that you were in the same city for college, you walked to the same halls and all of that. It's gonna be something that can unify you and bring you close in the real world. Alright guys, so those are the 5 lessons that I have learned in my 1 year out of college. I'm hoping that these videos can really be helpful for you. To the class of 2020, I just want to say I am so proud of you. Even if I don't know you, you guys have honestly persevered through so much. You have made it through a pandemic. Like, you got your degree in the most insane circumstances possible. I really hope that we are able to celebrate you properly in the future, but just know that you have done the damn thing. You have graduated. You should be proud of all that you have achieved. Your family, your friends, the class of 2019, we are so immensely proud, and I can't wait to see what you guys achieve in the future. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe down below and hit the bell notification to get notified every time that I post. I'm going to be coming out with more videos on different post-grad topics, so if you guys have any topics that you are dying to hear about, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. You can also totally DM them to me on social media. I'm so excited for these videos because they're just really fun to make, and I'm hoping that my personal experiences could potentially be helpful for you guys. I have been talking for way too long, so I'm gonna go. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.